reporting live from HTM Sports. How's everybody doing this fine afternoon, evening, wherever you is in your part of the world? So you seen the news, man. Y'all seen what happened. We were real down on the Dallas Cowboys. They sat on their thumbs. They ain't do nothing yesterday. But I guess they heard us because they made some moves today, man. They really made some moves. They surprised me. So if you have not saw, the Dallas Cowboys have retained Donovan Wilson, and they also were able to trade for Stephon Gilmore. Two moves that really solidified. That really solidified. The secondary. Said where we go. Here we go. Yeah, man. I know. I appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. But yeah, man, they're finally making some moves. I'm not mad, by the couple moves that they have made. Yeah, they signed LVE. So, we're gonna talk about that too. Because there's some reports out there that say that might spell the end for our Bobby Wagner hopes. I don't know if that's true or not, but that was one of the reports. We're gonna jump into it to see how y'all feel. Hoodlum, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with me over here at HTM Sports, brother. Everybody that's coming in, please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. And if you're not yet joined the channel, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers so we can get the page monetized. The moment the page is monetized, the more I can invest back, into the channel. Right? You see that I got the mic because of your donations. You seen I got the background music. I call it my elevator music. Because of all the stuff y'all did. If you want to keep adding to the channel, want to see the channel grow, I'm putting the cash up in the chat box right now. You can send donations in the meantime to Hennythemoor, or $ Hennythemoor at Cash App. I'm pinning it to the top. But yeah, man. So let's just jump into it, right? So this is the news that y'all all heard. I know you probably heard it 1,000 times from 1,000 different people on 1,000 different podcasts. But I'm gonna go through it again. I'm gonna let you know what he did this year, why it's a good move, and why everybody that's talking about he's washed needs to shut up. All right, if they talk about this man is washed, they need to shut up. So the Dallas Cowboys traded for Stephon Gilmore, and it only took them a 5th round compensatory pick to do it. So you didn't even have to give up your 5th round pick. You actually gave up one of the 5th round picks, that you got, the other day. You saw everybody was getting comp picks the other day. We got we got those like 2 5th round picks and a 6th round pick. Well, we gave up one of them to get Stephon Gilmore. Hey, Swain, what's up with you, man? I see you tapping in with me. Mike Aldana, Big Bug Cowboy. I see you tapping in with me, my brother. So yeah, man. So you did not even give up, anything. A 5th round compensatory pick is probably a guy that does not even make the team. Hey, according to report, it does, but excuse me, we're gonna get right into that too. We're gonna get into that in just a second. So, man, we gave up next to nothing, and we still, got a very good player. Now, Stephon Gilmore is not the guy still that won the Defensive Player of the Year. He's not. But you know what he is? He is better than everybody on this team, not named Trayvon Diggs. And that is the God honest truth. Go back and look at his production. For the folks saying he's old, saying he's washed, saying he this or that, like they don't really understand just how good this boy played this year, man. This boy was going crazy. Michael Lockhart, what's up with you, man? Yeah, man, like Stephon really went crazy. So let's just take a look at his numbers though, man. Like people be running around with these narratives, and that's how I know a lot of people just don't watch football, man. Like the same people were talking about Bobby Wagner being washed, or the same people that's talking about Stephon Gilmore being washed, and it makes no sense. It's really lazy. They see an older player get cut by a team, and they automatically just assume that they fell off. Well, Stephon Gilmore did not fall off, buddy. Right? I got the numbers to prove it, and I'm finna put them right in your face real quick. So taking a look, I'm using Pro Football Focus as my reference if you want to know. And then, I'll compare it to what I see on the other side. If y'all don't like their grading scales or whatever, I don't care. So for the season, that my boy had 60 tackles. He had 2 interceptions. Peep this out. He was targeted 82 times. He allowed 52 catches, but he only allowed 2 touchdowns the entire year, and one of those touchdowns was against Justin Jefferson. So when you really look at his body of work, just in plain coverage, just in him trying to, he said emotional damage. Yeah, man, I think these folks be overreacting to a lot of stuff, bro. They be overreacting. But yeah, man, so he only gave up 2 touchdowns. And one of those touchdowns that he gave up was to the best wide receiver in the National Football League. So you, like, is that really what we're saying is washed? A guy who only gave up 2 touchdowns, who had one of the highest, he was one of the highest graded cornerbacks in the league last year. Like he was in the upper percentile in a lot of things. Graded out as an 81.1 as a coverage player. Like he did a bunch. Like Stephon Gilmore, and he played 599 snaps in coverage. So it wasn't like he barely played or anything. Like he started 16 games. He was the primary defender. He guarded all the good players. He guarded CeeDee Lamb for the most part. Well, really, when he played against us, he guarded Michael Gallup. That's why he got the interception against us. Matter of fact, what's crazy, and I'm glad I brought that up, y'all will see a player have a great game against us, right? Like you actually saw with your own 2 eyes what he was able to do last year when he played us. So like there is no question that he still is a capable player. Hey, Regina Green, I see you. I appreciate you for tapping in with me. This pickup also gives our secondary more knowledge and know-hows. I like this pickup. Yeah, Stephon Gilmore, as you know, he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. He made 2 All-Pro selections. He won Defensive Player of the Year. Played a lot of postseason football. Like, what more do you want? There is no better player that you want your young secondary guys to learn from than Gilmore. Like he been there, done that. He played a lot of football. He's seen a lot of different offensive schemes. At one point he was the best, corner in the National Football League. So, the young guys could definitely learn from Stephon Gilmore. Like he's one of the few secondary players that ever won a Defensive Player of the Year award. So, like he has the pedigree. Like he could do for your secondary what we were talking about Bobby Wagner could do, for the middle of your defense. Right? So I know that we wanted Bobby Wagner. We may not get Bobby Wagner, right? But we got Gilmore, and he can feel that same function for our guys. Like he definitely can fill that role for us in that regard. Being a locker room leader, being the guy that can help these younger guys develop, and right, he's still playing at a very high level right now. And listen, I'm so sure of Stephon Gilmore being able to produce, being able to, play good not only this season but beyond. I think it's pretty wise for the Dallas Cowboys to consider giving him an extension. Because right now, Stephon Gilmore is only playing on a 1-year, $9 million deal. But let's say you just give him a 1-year extension. Let's say you make it a 2-year deal, similar to what they gave Patrick Peterson over there in the Steeler country. So let's say you add an extra year to the end of his contract. Well, you can lower the cap hit for this year, right? You can bring that $9 million down, and you can keep him, in this system, in the locker room for two years instead of just 1. So, I think it would be wise for the Dallas Cowboys to actually go ahead and extend him. Just give him another year. Like, he played so well last season. He looks like he has like 2 or 3 years left in the tank. So, gamble on that. You have a great medical staff that helps keep players healthy. He does not have an injury history as it is right now. And, he's still playing really good football. So, that's a calculated risk that I wouldn't mind seeing the Dallas Cowboys do. Because your free salary cap, you keep them on the team longer, get some more time to train up the young pups. I think that's a wonderful idea. But, I don't think anything like that is on the horizon. But, there would definitely be something that I would look into. But with this move, man, when you look around at your secondary, you got to think you have one of the better secondaries in the National Football League right now. That's not hyperbole. No, that's not cap. That's not an exaggeration. Like, look at the guys you got out there. Look at Stephon Diggs, his pedigree, being a former defensive player of the year, being one of the higher rated players in the National Football League. Wow. Jordan Lewis, this is crazy. Just like my damn, that's crazy. Jordan Lewis just like my my post about cutting him. Ooh. Hey Jordan, it's all love, man. I'm over here to do my cap shit, man. I'm over doing my capology shit. I don't mean no disrespect. Right, for real. Nah, it's like it just happened. I'm looking at it right now. Just so y'all see, I ain't lying. Jordan Lewis just like the damn because I had made a comment about the Jordan Lewis right there. But I had made a comment that they could save $4.7 million by cutting him, and he liked it. So shit. Oh, did not expect that. Gilmore would be defensive back too. Yeah, he would be defensive back too. I like him. I like everything that Gilmore gives us. But listen, just look at your secondary as a whole. You got Trayvon Diggs, who leading the league in interceptions over the last 3 seasons. You got Stephon Gilmore, who was a defensive player of the year like 4 years ago, made 2 All-Pro selections. Deron Bland, out here had 5 interceptions as a rookie playing in the slot. When you look at your top 3 corners, right? Look at your top 3 corners. Like now that your top 3 cornerbacks are solidified and they have so much versatility and they have so much production, now guys on the back end of your roster look much better, right? They look much better now with him on this team. Now with Izzy McCormick as your 4th cornerback, right? Because there's rumors he might move back to being a corner, right? He offers you length, he offers you speed. He looked good in his limited snaps at slot. So a guy like that, I wouldn't mind having that's wonderful. That's crazy. Like when you just think about the depth that this cornerback room has now. So it's a move that's going to pay dividends. And because we were able to retain Donovan Wilson, like it's not just your cornerback room that's look good. Like your entire secondary is deep now. Donovan Wilson, if he had a bigger name, probably would have been an All-Pro selection this year. Jaron Kearse got snubbed of an All-Pro selection the year before, right? With the way that he played. Malik Hooker, he came in and had a revelation recently, right? He was unable to stay healthy. His first stop with the Indianapolis Colts, but he been good for us. I know my guy Landlord will talk about probably upgrading that position, but I don't see anything wrong with the way Malik Hooker been playing so far. I think we can manage with that. So we have one of the best safety rooms in the National Football League, if not the best safety room. We probably have the best cornerback room now. When you think of what Trayvon Diggs is, you think about what you saw from Deron Bland in his rookie year. You look at the pedigree of Stephon Gilmore. So we are really deep at defensive back right now. I love it. Like we with one move, we turned a weakness into a strength. Like we have all the depth in the world at cornerback now. We got guys that can play multiple positions out there. Stephon Gilmore can line up in the slot, at times. All right, we seen Deron Bland have the versatility to line up in the slot and outside, so you can just flip them around. He said, "Hey, Henny ringing bells out here." Yeah, nah, not in the right way. Oh, but yeah, man. Now that we got that out the way, right? Now that we got that out the way, We talked about Stephon Gilmore, about how he instantly improves this defense, especially this cornerback room. Let's talk about the report from Jane Slater. Let's talk about what her report was in regards to the signing of LVE and what it means for the Dallas Cowboys in their pursuit of Bobby Wagner. Let me get it pulled up, and I'm going to read it word for word if I can find it. Let's see. All right, this is from Jane Slater. Can confirm the Cowboys kicked around the idea of Darius Slay. As for Bobby Wagner, I'm told that's probably out with the LVE deal done this evening. So because of that, right, as you did see, we signed Leighton Vander Esch to a 2-year deal worth $11 million. That's roughly $6.5 million annually. You know, our hopes and dreams of acquiring Bobby Wagner seem to be done with. Right. Unfortunately, like I really thought Bobby Wagner could come in here, give this defense an added layer, be and listen, shout out to Leighton Vander Esch for getting his money. But Bobby Wagner is a much better linebacker, even at his advanced age. The man just made an All-Pro selection last year. So I understand that the front office liking Leighton Vander Esch, getting him signed, wanted to keep him because he played pretty damn good last season. I'm not gonna knock him. He played damn good. He played good. But when you have an All-Pro sitting there, you don't have to give up any assets to get him. And just judging by his last contract, he would not be super expensive to add in, right? Like $10 million, like a little bit under $10 million for an All-Pro player. Like you can't beat that. Like those type of acquisitions don't come along every day. But yeah, like I don't know. I'm at a loss for words with that. I'm at a really loss for words. I was needing something like that to happen. He said, "Yeah, let's hope LVE can stay healthy, but I want Wagner." True. And listen, I wish they were in the mindset of getting both, right? Like, I wouldn't mind having both of them on our team. There's no rule that said we can't have Bobby Wagner and Leighton Vander Esch, especially since they still have money, right? Even with the signings, Stephon Gilmore contract, resigning Donovan Wilson, resigning Leighton Vander Esch, they got $7 million left. And they could free up even more cap space right now, right? We got $7 million right now at this given time. Freed up. But you can still restructure Tank. DeMarcus Lawrence, you can restructure him and save over $9 million. You can restructure Tyron Smith and save about 6.2. You can restructure Zeke and save about 7.3, if I'm not mistaken. So you can clear up another. You can get back over $20 million easily. All right, you can clear as much salary cap space as you need. Like the cap is not really the issue. Because they only did a couple of the cap moves we were talking about. You remember when me and Landlord did that GM show, and we went on there, we gave y'all the correct cap hits. We gave y'all to Steven in charge, sure, Wagner out. Right. Yeah, so remember, the Tyron Smith restructure, $6.2 million. Ezekiel Elliott restructured $7.3 million. They already went ahead and restructured Michael Gallup and saved $7.4. And they can cut Jordan Lewis and save $4.7. So, there are still plenty of moves that they can make. I did not even mention, the restructuring of the DeMarcus Lawrence contract yet. You can save over $9 million with that. So, like, there are still ways to get well over $20 million, a free cap. Brian Kite, I see you. What's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in. So, yep. cap is not an issue. So them not signing Bobby Wagner is them not wanting to sign Bobby Wagner. All right, even though it says they only have $7 million right now, they can clear a lot of cap space right now. Matter of fact, I want to give y'all some precise numbers on it. So I'm gonna pull out the calculator. 6.2 with the restructure of Tyron Smith, 7.3 with the restructure of Ezekiel Elliott, 4.7 by cutting Jordan Lewis. Then you get another 9 million or so if you restructure Tank. That's $27.2 million right there. So you can clear another $27.2 million easily, just by restructuring those guys and cutting J. Lou. So yeah, man. Don't let them sell you anything. Them not signing B Wag is a choice of their own. Cause they can have both those guys. Yeah, I don't think he liked that I said that either. I don't think he liked that I said that. And it's nothing personal. I don't know the man personally at all. Because like it's a roster move. The run playing, played great at slot cornerback. He had 5 interceptions. He played well. Did not give up too much in coverage. So, when you have a young guy that's making next to nothing, and you have a veteran guy that you can save $5 million almost by cutting, then that what happens. I'm not, looking at it. I don't understand he's a person with a family, a career, things like that. I don't mean any disrespect or wish any harm on him and his, but we got to save that money. Like you got the young pup going crazy out there, playing on a 5th round rookie deal. Like you cut corners where you can cut corners, and maybe J. Lou will take a restructure or take an extension and stay longer, and be the 4th cornerback. Who knows? But like they got to do something about this cap hit. He said, look at the bright side. He didn't dislike it. That's true, man. That's true. Me too. We still have time, Big Bug Cowboy. My wife don't like things I say, but she is okay. I feel that. I definitely do feel that. But yeah, I hope, that they still try to work something out with Bobby Wagner. Like he'll be a great addition. Man, imagine you had a defense with Bobby Wagner, Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, Micah Parsons. Like that sound like an all Madden team. So like man, like it's still a wise move. Like you're not going to be able to get this many quality players for this cheap anytime soon. So no, this is definitely a move they should go out there and make. Definitely a move they should go out there and make right now. So in other news, I don't know the validity of this tweet by Todd Archer, but let's take a look at it. This will just jump right into it, man. Let's jump right into it. Because something very intriguing was said. I think he sort of backtracked it, but I'm going to read you his initial tweet. If I can find it. Here you go. Okay. So this is actually one from Don Clement. The Eagles had called the Cowboys about trading away cornerback Darius Slay, according to Todd Archer. Philly called Dallas. Seems like they're desperate to move Slay. There was one report. Let's see. Yeah, this is a report from Todd Archer, word for word. Stephon Gilmore wasn't the only veteran cornerback talked about in a trade. Source said the Eagles made a call to the Cowboys about Darius Slay. So again, I don't know if how true that is. I believe it was walked back a little bit, since then. But it's very intriguing. It's very, very, very intriguing. And listen, I wanted Darius Slay, when he initially became a free agent some years ago. I thought he was a great coverage guy, had good size, good speed. But he's older and he wants to get paid. So, I'm fine with this. He said, yes, law confirms. Okay. So I think that, we can say it probably happened. So how would y'all have felt? Put it in the comment box. Which one did y'all prefer? Y'all happy with Stephon Gilmore, or did y'all prefer Darius Slay? Put a 1 in there for Gilmore, put a 2 in there for big play Slay. I'm trying to get a poll going. Put it in there. Are you happy with Stephon Gilmore, or did y'all prefer to get in big play Slay? Drop it in the chat box. All right, 1 for Gilmore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just need Bobby. Yeah, definitely. Yep, 6. Yeah, all right. So look like everybody saying, "Oh, Stephon Gilmore by landslide." He said, "Yeah, Ty did beat big play Slay on that 3rd and 30 play." Gilmore, yep. I agree. I definitely agree with you. And this is just based. He said 3 F Philly. I know that's right, Swain. Yeah, I think we need to resign Hankins because he's actually one of the few defensive players that we have that actually can play against the run. We're like a full yard better against the run when he's on the field. So bringing Hankins back, especially since he was playing for dirt cheap, he only was making like $1 million. Like that's a move you can make. That's a move you can make right now without even moving any cap around. You ain't got to release nobody, extend nobody, do anything. You got the cap space to bring Hankins back right now. So I think they should do that. Another move the Dallas Cowboys should make, but I don't know if they're going to make. They need to rescind that tag on Tony Pollard, man. They just need to get a long-term deal done with Tony. And you save a lot of money this first year by doing that. Now you rescind that $10 million guaranteed. Cap hit on the first year of the deal probably be like $3-4 million. So in essence, you probably could save like $6 or $7 million just by doing that one move. And it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. The running back market is putrid right now. They're not trying to pay no running backs. Excuse me. So that's a move they should make. I don't know if they will, but it is what it is. I think it sounds good. Team Hankins run stopper. Yeah, we need run stoppers, man. If I'm not mistaken, we were the 22nd ranked run defense in the National Football League last year. So we can do a lot of things good. We can take the ball away. We can rush the passer. We can apply pressure to the quarterback while he's in the pocket. We cannot stop the run. We can't. And the issue is, though, once you become susceptible to the run, right? Once you become susceptible to the run, then it opens up the play action passes over the top. So I just need them to get that done. That's really one of the reasons I want Bobby Wagner. Like with him quarterbacking the defense, it's going to be very hard for teams to run on us, even with having undersized defensive tackles in front of them. But we definitely need to go out and get a true run stopping defensive tackle. The guys we have are very undersized, so we need to bring in somebody with some girth, and not just some girth. We need to bring in somebody that's big and can play. Because remember we had Terry Poe out there, and he was big for no reason. He was getting towed up all around the field, man. I know y'all remember that. I know y'all remember Terry Poe getting towed up. So again, and Quentin Bohannon. I know I think part of his issues is injury, but he has not played as well as we would hope for. No knock against him. He's still a very young player. He was a 6th round pick, if I'm not mistaken. So he needs time in development, right? That's why I always say you need to go get you a grown ass man, to fix some of these problems against the run. Cause ain't no kid, that were eating free lunch in college gonna come out of college and whoop a grown man with a side chick and a mortgage. Like, this man playing for his livelihood. He says 6. Yeah, what's good? The Chargers released the guard. I got to take a look. C. Burleson, what's up with you, man? I see Lamont, what's up? To be honest, I didn't want LVE back. He's not a true dog at backup, but if they get Wagner, I'm cool. Well, Lamont, I'm sorry to break this to you. James Slater reported that the Dallas Cowboys are probably out on Bobby Wagner due to the Leighton Vander Esch deal. Hey, Cole's Cowboys, I see you, man. What's up with you, brother? So that was a report by James Slater. It looked like they have chosen their guy over the future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner. That is the report according to James Slater. He said that it appears that the Dallas Cowboys will be out on Bobby Wagner. And it is what it is, man. Like, we have to, just hope and pray. Maybe she's wrong in this instance, but she's very good at what she does. She's very informed. So I think that she's probably right about that. I hate it though, because we definitely could use Bobby Wagner. And like a lot of y'all have pointed out, Leighton Vander Esch is not a true middle linebacker. Right? When he made his All-Pro selection back in the day, damn, that's a long time ago. When he made his All-Pro selection, he was playing weak side linebacker. So, it is what it is. Maybe they can get another true middle linebacker in, relegate him to playing weak side again. I heard that they were interested in one of the linebackers from Chicago. But, I just don't know. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find the boy. I think like the dude that they mentioned had pretty good production last year. He had over 100 tackles. He had 11 tackles for loss. But I gotta think of his name. I gotta find his name. Shoot. Just bear with me while I try to sort through this. Maybe it was on Adam Schefter page. Let's see if I can find it. But yeah, the linebacker that they were talking about, they wanted to look at. He had pretty damn good production. I just got to see if I can find his name, so I can pull up his metrics again for y'all. Tavis Banks. Hey, thank you, Nicholas Morrow. Thank you, Matt Bad. Hey, we don't call you to go for nothing. Thank you, man. So let's pull up his numbers, man. Because like, I can't sit here and be depressed by the Dallas Cowboys not getting Bobby Wagner. When life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade. Dwayne Brown, I appreciate you for the $10 donation, my guy. I appreciate the love and support, man. And hey, y'all, hey, I don't work for nobody in the industry. I work for y'all. So the more you're seeing, the more content I will make. And the more I will invest into the craft. So I appreciate y'all. Hey, what's up with your stick up, kid? I appreciate you for tapping in with me, brother. He said he's good. He's graded 70 out of 100. Not bad. Okay. Let's pull up Nicholas Morrow, shall we? Let's look at his advanced numbers. Tackle rate. All right. He's 27 years old. He's 6 foot tall. He's listed at 225 pounds. He's listed as a middle linebacker. And that is the key. He is listed as a middle linebacker. So that's perfect. Jack Campbell remind me of Parcells guy. I can dig it. All right. So it looks like he got drafted back in 2017. He was a rotational guy for majority of his career in Oakland, and then he finally got a chance to start last year. He played all 17 games for the Chicago Bears. Hey man, I'm from Arkansas, so yeah, I get that southern accent. I get it honest. So yeah, he played 17 games, started all 17 games. He had an interception. He had 2 passes defended. Peep this out. This is what I like about him. He had 116 total tackles, 83 solo tackles, 11 tackles for loss. 11 tackles for loss. So you know what? I think just by looking at the face value numbers, I like him so far. Because you have 11 tackles for loss, you're making a lot of plays in the backfield. And for the people that love sacks, like tackles for loss are really sacks. It just happens to players that aren't quarterbacks. So he out there dog walking the damn running backs. If he out there dog walking the running backs. So let's take a look. Let's see what his grades are for Pro Football Focus. Okay. He didn't grade out well using their. I'm gonna say it again. Their, metrics. They said he wasn't good against the run. They said he was average as a pass rusher, and they said he was just all right, as a coverage guy. Even with that being so, his 93 solo tackles was 17th best in the National Football League. He had the 30th most assists, so he was in the upper percentile of tackling. Him having 11 tackles for loss, means that he is getting into the backfield. Now, he did have 17 missed tackles, but I would take 116 tackles, and listen, 17 missed tackles in a 17-game season is only 1 missed tackle a game. I can live with that. So if we're talking about getting a true middle linebacker, somebody that can learn in the system, and listen, he's a veteran, but he has never played for a defensive coordinator like Dan Quinn before. And he has never played on a defense with this much talent, right? So in regards to that, putting him in the middle of this defense that already has DeMarcus Lawrence, already has Micah Parsons, already has even LVE, has a good back end, I think he'll be fine. So, I don't too much worry about it just because of some of these grades, because he got some good raw numbers. He'll be surrounded by good talent. Hey, Henny, why are we looking over Clark? I'm not looking over Clark. But, just like anything else, and listen, I don't know which state it's called to show me state, but he got to show me something. Like, I'm sure Clark has the ability, and I'm sure that Clark will make a jump, actually having an off-season program where he's able to work on his craft and not just rehab. Because, he had the back surgery last off-season. Hey, what up with a DC for life? I appreciate you for tapping in with me, brother. So, yeah, man. So, he had he didn't really have an off-season last year. So, the fact that he was even able to come in and contribute the way that he contributed, that points, that's a sign that he will probably take a jump. However, I still need another linebacker anyway, because we're not bringing back Anthony Barr. So even with that said, you need another linebacker anyway. So look at his stats and snaps compared to Leighton Vander Esch. Oh, believe me, listen, I'm pretty sure they're probably comparable. I'm not the biggest Leighton Vander Esch fan in the world anyway. Like, believe me, I may be in the small percentile of this. I wanted to keep Jalen Smith over Leighton Vander Esch, especially because of Leighton Vander Esch's injury history. And listen, I know he had a good season last year, but Leighton Vander Esch, he was not playing great football the past 2 seasons before that. So I'm glad that he came out here this year and looked good. But I've never been the biggest Leighton Vander Esch fan in the world. Jamie on Cal, he said, yeah, I'm not an LVE fan either. Hey, DC for life. I appreciate you for the $5 donation, my brother. I appreciate you for the love and support, my guy. He said, Clark, better. LVE got you, Coach Marv. Clark got all the tools, man. I just need somebody to teach Clark how to be a middle linebacker. Because the guy to train up Clark, is on the team yet. You know what? I got you, Coach. Let me pull them up real quick for you. Since you're always coming through showing love, brother, I got you. I'm going to pull up the Damone Clark stats. I'm going to give you his snap count. And to humor you, I will also give you Leighton Vander Esch's. So let's take a look. Clark graded out damn good, actually. Damone Clark actually graded out as a better run defender than Leighton Vander Esch did. His overall on the season was a 65.5. And Damone Clark actually graded out pretty decent in everything except for pass rush. And that's fine because on this team, he does not have to be a pass rusher. So he had 34 solo tackles. He had 12 assists. You add that up, that means he had 46 total tackles. But the beautiful thing about that, he only played 100. Oh, my bad. Let me give his entire snap count. Yeah, he only played 398 snaps. So, I can see why you're really high on the boy. Like, he was productive in a limited amount of time. We got to give DQ his guy, let him cook him. Break tonight, Lamont. I feel that. And I think he does have high upside. But I still want to bring somebody else in. And the guy that I'm trying to bring in is not going to take away snaps from my boy. It's 2 forced fumbles. Also has 7 pass breakups. That is true as well. But the guy that I'm bringing in is not going to take snaps away from Damone Clark. Because Damone Clark didn't even play middle linebacker when he was on the field with us last year. Like, they had him playing outside linebacker because Anthony Barr was putrid. So, I want him to get more snaps. I really do. But, I could still bring in another true middle linebacker. And then Clark could just take over the role of Anthony Barr. Because he gave you way more than Anthony Barr did. Despite, missing time and having an injury issue and this and that and the third. So, I think there's room to where you can improve your linebacking core, and get the Damone Clark snaps. So, I think it still will be a win-win because I want to have another middle linebacker on the team. Damone Clark is technically the only true middle linebacker you have, and he has not played, a lot of middle linebacker in the NFL yet. So, I think he needs a big brother, for a season. Yeah. Oh, believe me, I know his background. Once we draft guys, I go do the research and look those up. I'm not saying that he can't do it. I'm just saying he probably needs a big brother for a season. I think he needs somebody to actually show him how to be a middle linebacker, right? Because he can't learn how to play middle linebacker from Leighton Vander Esch because Leighton Vander Esch is trying to learn how to be a middle linebacker. So I'm just saying bring in another linebacker to help him, even if it's just for a year. Even if it's just for a year, you bring somebody in to help him, learn the position, who is actually a true middle linebacker that has some kind of production in the NFL. So let's hope Jones are ready to win Super Bowl championship now. NOC is ripe for the pickings. Listen, if Matthew Stafford gets traded outside of the NFC, then man, it's already wide open, but it's damn sure wide open then. Because there's really not any superpower team in there. Like the Eagles have lost a lot of their starters from last year's team. I know they still got Jordan Davis. I know they still got Jacoby Dean, who basically did not play much. So, hey, Eli, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with me. So, yeah, it's wide open. And listen, the best team in the NFC last year, record-wise, seeding-wise, was the Philadelphia Eagles. They have taken a step back this offseason so far. Like I don't think Miles. I don't think the running back they just signed is better than Miles Sanders. I don't think Miles Sanders is coming back. They lost 4 starters from their defense, 2 linebackers. There's still a chance they could trade away Darius Slay too. Right? They lost 2 safeties, 2 linebackers. So well, and it's not a guarantee that they bring back CJ Gardner either. So, like they're diminishing a little bit, and they have a tougher schedule this year. So, the time to strike is now. Like Dallas, Dallas has not really lost anything yet. We lost a guard that nobody liked. Nobody in the world gave a damn about Connor McGovern. Nobody over here thought he was a good guard. So you didn't lose anything with that. They got 2 first-round picks, but they don't have a good track record of drafting well. You remember they drafted Jalen Reagor in the first round, and they missed out on getting Justin Jefferson and all the other good wide receivers. Do you remember they did this and that? Like they don't have a good track record for drafting good. Like their strength, and listen, their strength is free agency. Like they always are aggressive. They go out and get players on good deals. They are not afraid to trade away assets, this, that, and the third. So that's the strength of their front office. Drafting is not their damn strength. Yeah, they can definitely trade one of those picks and get a good player. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Like they can trade that. They got a top 10 pick and they got a bottom 30 pick. So, it's a possibility one of those get moved to bring in a player. But I'm not really concerned about the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles have not beat Dak Prescott since 2019. Right now, as we speak, Dak Prescott is fully healthy. If you give Dak Prescott another weapon, I don't think there's a chance that we lose against them. What up, Henny? Any word on T. Steele's contract and also number 77? No, those are some moves we're still waiting on. They tendered Terrence Steele. I think that I did read a report that they were waiting to actually see him healthy before they offer him a contract. Right. So I don't think anything's gonna happen with that just yet till he suits up and plays. As for Tyron Smith, that's gone dark. I have not heard anything about them getting the restructure done just yet. But I would not be surprised if it still happens. You save a lot of cap room by just restructuring Tyron Smith. You save $6.2 million by doing that. Also, like we just looked at the linebacker from the Bears, Nicholas Morrow. He did not grade out well, but his raw numbers are good. Like he had over 100 tackles. He had over 80 solo tackles. He had 11 tackles for loss. So like he did a lot of good things. And just by envisioning him playing alongside our other linebackers, playing alongside Michael Parsons and playing with Dan Quinn and Dan Quinn's system, I think you could project him being very successful in doing that. So, even with him not grading out well, I don't give a damn. Like, he's a good athlete. He put up good numbers. Bring him in. Let Dan Quinn work. Because remember, like, it's not like J-Ron Curse, was a former first round pick or anything like that. Like, J-Ron Curse was a late round pick, that Dan Quinn put in position to be successful. Same thing with Donovan Wilson. And I'm not saying that them boys didn't put in no work or anything like that. I'm never going to disrespect an athlete that put their blood, sweat, and tears into their craft to develop and get better. But, like Dan Quinn, like he had a real good defensive system. He coached in 2 Super Bowls, won one as a defensive coordinator. So like he knows what the hell he doing on the defensive side of the ball. So yeah, man, I definitely wouldn't mind seeing Dan Quinn get his hand on Murrow, because he's gotten a lot out of players. He's gotten a lot out of a lot of these players. Like Izzy is a late round pick. And, there's a lot of us that want to see more of Izzy the way he played in the slide towards the end of the season. Deron Bland was a 5th round pick, right? So Dan Quinn be out here making things work, man. Like Dan Quinn, like he doesn't even need like superstars. Like he has a couple of superstars, but he can get a lot of these out of these lower round draft picks. T Smooth, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with me, brother. I see. Hey, Michael H, what's up with you, brother? I see you tapping in with me. So yeah, like listen, I would love him. I would love to have him. I know, even if it's sort of just a projection, because we only seen like one full season of him starting as a middle linebacker. But I think he'll be a good asset. And listen, since Barr is the guy that's leaving, right? Do you think right now you've seen pretty much a full season of Anthony Barr? Would you be willing to go out and say that Nicholas Morrow, the season that he had last season, was better than the season that Anthony Barr had, right? We can all come to that agreement that Nicholas Morrow had a better season than Anthony Barr, right? So, that wouldn't be crazy to say let's bring in Nicholas Morrow. He said, salute guys, about to eat dinner, our home rules, no phone, etc. at dinner table. Hey, I understand, Dwayne Brown. And hey, I know you're probably the one that set the rules. So, you got to lead by example. So, hey, go ahead, handle up. I'm pretty sure like you'll catch my next stream, brother. I appreciate you for coming through and blessing the show, brother. God bless you. Yeah, Tyron Church said way better than Barr last season. Yeah. So, and this is the thing. I'm not the guy that's going to beat on the table for every superstar. I'm not going to beat on the table for, somebody that's the highest paid at their position, this and that at every position. Like the only qualifications for me to want a guy, the only qualification for me to want a guy is for him to be better than what I had the season prior. I don't even need like at the wide receiver position. I don't even need DeAndre Hopkins. But can you please give me somebody better than Noah Brown? Can you please give me somebody better than Noah Brown? Right? I'll take McCole Hardman. I'll take DJ Chark. Like there's like a laundry list of players that are more explosive, have higher career highs and receiving yards and catches and stuff that are on the open market right now. Right? So just give me somebody better than Noah Brown and I'll be happy. Same way with the linebacker position. Right? We may not be able to get, Bobby Wagner, even though I hope and pray that the Dallas Cowboys change their mind, they go out and get him. But if we can't get Bobby Wagner, that does not mean stop adding players. Like Anthony Barr was not it last season. I have not seen enough of Jabril Cox for me to trust him. Oh, what's up, man? Hey, JC Cowboy Network, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for coming over and showing some love, brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the love. So yeah, man. So like that's my only qualification for the Dallas Cowboys adding players. Just like with Stephon Gilmore, like he's still a good cornerback. Like he's not the best cornerback in the world anymore. He's not all pro Stephon Gilmore, even though he may look like it at times. It's an HTM. We got a collab. Let me know something, man. We'll do something, brother. We'll do something. Matter of fact, like my schedule will be open on the weekend, so like hit my inbox or something, and we'll work. We'll coordinate something. We'll do some work together, brother. We definitely can do that. So yeah, so he does not have to be, all pro in my system. But we had 7 guys play cornerback 2 last year. We had 7 of them. Right? Anthony Brown, Boss Man Fat, Nation Wright. We kicked the Run Bland out to the outside at different times. Trayvon Mullen, the other kid. Yes, it's a long laundry list of players rotating in and out. I tried to find you on Twitter. He said, "Yeah, we can do the weekends." Well, are you on Twitter? Is this JC Cowboy Network on Twitter? If so, I'll go follow you on there so you can have my information on there. But we definitely can do something, brother. Let me see. I get you pulled up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now just so I don't forget, brother. My friends call that man old. I'm like, he's still good though. Yeah, listen. I'm the same man that wanted us to bring in Patrick Peterson. They the same age. And Patrick Peterson was one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football last year. Same thing with Stephon Gilmore. Like sometimes it's not about running a 4.2 or having a 40-inch vertical or doing this and that. Sometimes it's just about having the knowledge, right? It's sometimes just about having the veteran savvy to come in and produce. Hey, JC Cowboys Network, I think I found you on here. I just followed you. So just send me a DM, Kinfolk. We'll coordinate some stuff. Said Henny Gilmore would be the best mental thing for Diggs, Bland, Bossman, Fat could ever have to. Yeah, man. Listen, the same intangibles that I want, like the same intangibles, right? That we could get out of Bobby Wagner, right? Because he is a guy who's gonna have a gold jacket, solidified. The same way that Bobby Wagner could have helped us raise up these young linebackers, like Stephon Gilmore can do the exact same thing for your defensive back room. Like DeRon Bland is already good, but wait till he gets around Stephon Gilmore. He learns these little nuances. Like he learned the mental aspects of the game. He in there breaking film down with that man. Trayvon Diggs is already good. But wait till he gets around and he's able to be around Stephon Gilmore and look at his habits, look at his film study, and learn from him, and so on and so forth. So like he definitely can elevate these other young guys, and these other young guys are already good, but he can make them better. And it's just the little things like that you try to lean on. Said C. Burleson. Yeah, like JC do we have some fire shows. Said, holy crap, another tackle from the Chargers, the free agent. Let me take a look real quick, Regina. Let me see what's going on in free agency world. We be out here making content and they still be out here cutting guys and recruiting guys and this, that, and the third. So let's see what's going on. Let me see about the Chargers. What they done did. What they done said. Did you see the Jordan Addison breakdown, HTM? I'm not going to lie to you, man. I've been so busy. I haven't even went over there and looked at it yet, brother. But I promise you, I'm definitely still going to get to it, brother. In between working these gigs and coming right home and making content, I have not even looked at it yet. But I'm going to have some free time to kill. I'm going to have an hour or so to kill after I get off this show. So I'll definitely take a look at it at that point. Hey, believe me, I'm going to look at it, man. I'm very high on Jordan Addison. I'm very high on the boy. And even if we do, and listen. Matter of fact, I need to segue into this, man. Because this is another report from James Slater. James Slater be out here, killing dreams and raining on our parades and stuff with this accurate ass reporting she doing. How the nerve to be this accurate and precise. All right, Miss Slater said, to address my mentions, not sure where D-Hop Cowboys talk is coming from, but my sources tell me they haven't approached it and nothing there right now. So we've been campaigning for D-Hop. B-Bird, what's up with you, man? I see you in the chat, brother. I appreciate you coming over and hollering at your boy. So yeah, so look, we've been campaigning for the man. We up here, got the pom-poms out. We crying for the man on social media. Players are tagging him and stuff. Front office ain't moved by that. Yeah, sad eyes, man. Like front office ain't moved at all. Front office ain't got a soul. Like they even thought about trying to make us happy. It said stay positive, still time though. We had no choice but to stay positive. But I segue into that just to say this. We were talking about Jordan Addison. If one of those good wide receivers are there at number 26, hey, that's my boy right there, man. What happened is coming from Micah and Diggs. I hope so. But yeah, man. So with that said, since they have not entered talk with DeAndre Hopkins yet, if nothing changes, do not be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys, target a wide receiver at 26 if one of these good guys fall, like a Jordan Addison, like a Josh Downs, like one of these guys, that are fringe, first round players. Oh yeah, they tweeted it like I seen what they've been campaigning for him, like they're campaigning for him. But she is talking about that she ain't heard nothing from the actual front office about them pursuing it. So we'll see. Praying for Jackson Smith to fall. Hey man, he's one of the best route runners in this draft. Like he's the kind of wide receiver that Dak Prescott likes to play with. Like he gets open, he's subtle in his route in his route tree. There's not a lot of wasted motion. I like him. I don't know if he really fits the West Coast offense because he's not that fast. But Keenan Allen been playing in a version of the West Coast offense most of his entire life. And that man ran a 4.7 and he still have all these 1,000 yards seasons. So, it's not a deal breaker. He run routes way too well for me to pass up on him. Exactly, Henny. That's what we need as a number 2. I feel that. And listen, I want DeAndre Hopkins. But, just with these reports, man, just like with the one insider that I trust, and I trust a lot of stuff that I hear from James Slater. Because he really tapped in like that. So, yeah. Henny, since the Colts are unloading, man, DeForest Buckner's that dude. Let's see, man. For a lot of y'all who do not know who DeForest Buckner was, he is a load at the defensive tackle position. He is a former San Francisco 49er. He left to get the bag, as he should have, because he was putting up monster numbers. Now, he actually was drafted in the same year as Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. He is from the 2016 draft. When you look at what he has done, he has 53 career sacks, which is awesome for a defensive tackle. All right, even last year, he had 8 sacks. So, like, he is a defensive tackle that can rush the passer. And if I'm not mistaken, he also grades out pretty well against the run. But let me verify that. So let's take a look at DeForest Buckner and his production last year. And they are unloading a bunch of people. Yeah, his run defense is still fine. Graded out as a 71.4 as a run defender. Graded out as an 82.3 overall as a player. Had 50 tackles, which is great. Matter of fact, he had the third most tackles by a defensive tackle in the National Football League. He had 50 of them. 50 solo tackles. It's the third most by a defensive tackle. They actually say he had 9 sacks, which was the 7th most. And he had 2 forced fumbles. So he had great production. Let's look at the money, though. Let's see if the money makes sense for the Cowboys. They cheap, man. Like, even with signing Gilmore, that's cheap. They're cheap. Hey, Eddie Russell, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you tapping in with me, brother. Oh, DeForest Buckner, he is number 99. He's the big defensive tackle that's always pushing up the middle. And listen, this boy should have probably played power forward or something. This man 6'7", 300 pounds, 295, 300. But this a big ass man. Hey, damn Dizzle, I appreciate you, man, for the subscribe to the channel. Much love, brother. I thank you for that. So yeah, DeForest Buckner, if they're unloading players at the rate they unloading players, I definitely would take a flyer on DeForest Buckner. But he got a good bag though when he went out there. Like he got a market setting deal when he went out there, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see how much money he got left on this deal. And remember, I love spending other people's money. We have the ability to clear enough cap space Like I already told you, the other roster moves we can make. We still got $7 million with all these moves that we made. You can restructure DeMarcus Lawrence and save $9 million. Restructure Tyron to save over $6 million. You can restructure Zeke and save over $7 million. So like you can get back to close to like $30 million, a little bit over $30 million. In the green on the cap. So like signing people right now is not an issue. So I just wanted to get that out the way before anybody talk about money. All right, so and this is the thing. He got 2 years left on this deal. He got a cap hit this year of 19.7, and then the final year of his contract in 2024, he has a cap hit of 20.2, and he is just now going to be 29 years old this year. Just now going to be 29 years old this year. So like, yeah, like DeForest Buckner is worth the money, especially. You said we going to the ship. We going to the ship, man. We're gonna run through them boys. And listen, we just gotta go ahead and shore up the other holes on our team. We already got cornerback 2, and because of his presence on the team, we now have one of the best, cornerback rooms in the National Football League. Jasmine Giles, what's up with you? I appreciate you for tapping in with us. Them boys tight. Hey, they already on social media talk about Stephon Gilmore washed. They already out there talking crazy. They mad the Dallas Cowboys got a viable option at that position. And hey, that's even better. But hey, I really do think the Dallas Cowboys should go ahead and give Stephon Gilmore a 1-year extension. You can get him for 2. Ooh, I would love it. Hey, I think you should go ahead and give Stephon Gilmore a 1-year extension. Because like I've seen nothing that said that he's slowing down as a cornerback. You can keep him on the team an extra year. You can have him in Dan Quinn's system 2 years. You can have him in the locker room raising up the young guys for the next 2 seasons. And you ain't got to go out your way, to try and force something there next year, right? So you can keep him on the roster, and you can mitigate the cap hit. You can lower his cap hit, keep him on, and it really once you give him the extension, man, it's going to look something like what they gave Patrick Peterson, to go to the Steelers. That's pretty much how the deal would look when it breaks down. So I think it's a wise decision to do that, man. I think it's a perfect idea. Let Stephon Gilmore stay longer. He said, I'll take Calais Campbell. Listen, I'll take anybody that can help me stop the run. Anybody that can help me stop the run, I'm rocking with them. I'm showing them love. They can come in. They can meet the family. Like, we're desperate to stop the run. Desperate to stop the run, bro. Like, I know it happened like 5-6 years ago. I still got PTSD from when the Rams had almost 300 yards rushing against us in a playoff game. Like, I always remember that. And to still be bad at stopping the run right now. Yeah, like we definitely got to do something. Yeah, I would love for them to sign Hankins because it's a cheap deal. It's a cheap deal, and you were like damn near a full yard better against the run when he's on the field. So listen, if you can't go out and get a big name defensive tackle, the Dalvin Tomlinson gone, Javon Hargrave didn't really fix our problem, right? Because we need a run stopper. He's more of a pass rusher. Whoop-de-whoop, this, that, and the third. Cool. But man, you could still get somebody like Calais Campbell, who's still huge and still can be a rotational piece, put him beside Hankins, and then you can draft somebody like Mozzie Smith, or you can draft one of these other, run stopping specialists in the draft and have them in the rotation. So like, there's still things you can do. He says Dollar Tree deal. Hey, listen, that's why it will probably happen. That's the kind of move this front office likes to make. And listen, it actually makes sense this time around because he is real good at stopping the run. He's a big body. He's a veteran. So, he gives you the things that you look for. Like, he gives you those things that you look for. Because I don't need my defensive tackle ain't got to have no pass rushing ability. Like Michael Parsons had 13 sacks last year. Like I got one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League. What I do not have is a next level defensive stopper. I don't have a run stopper. So that's something that you just got to look at. It's something that you got to try and go and fix. He says sign Andrew Billings and Hankins for this. Let me pull up, man. You're not the only person I saw that brought up Andrew Billings. So let me go and do some research on Andrew Billings real quick. Hey, Action Pal, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you tapping in with me, brother. Said one take is very important, brother. So let's take a look at Andrew Billings. Since we in here. Lord and behold, it's another Raider. He also was drafted in 2016, 28 years old. He went to Baylor and he's from Waco, Texas. So he is a guy that's from the state. So he might got some love for the Dallas Cowboys. You never know. All right, so let's take a look at his career. Okay. So he's a former 4th round pick. He only has 3.5 career sacks, so he's not much of a pass rusher. But let's take a look at how he grades off against the run. That's all I actually care about at this moment in time. Let's take a look at how this boy grades out against the run. Let's figure it out. Because I definitely need a run stopper on my team. Y'all bring me names, free agents, outright. Oh, yeah. So the boy ranked out. So his 2022 season in review, he had 29 tackles, solo tackles, that is. He had 8 assists. He actually had 2 sacks. Okay. He graded out as a 76.4 overall. As a run defender, he graded as a 72.3. Love it. All right. Let's see. He had 22 stops. And when I say stops, I'm going to read you the definition of what a stop is, because that is actually a key stop. This is actually a key stat that a lot of people don't be bringing up when it comes to defensive players. Okay. A stop is a play where a defender makes a tackle and the location of the tackle means the play is a successful one for the defense. Right? So they made a play that resulted in a unsuccessful play for the offense. So 22 times this season, he made a play that resulted in a failure for the offensive team. And a failure on a play is a tackle that keeps you short of the sticks. Right? He made a stop on 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2, or a team didn't get the yardage they needed to be successful on that down. Because generally on first and 10, you want to get about 6 yards. If they make a play that only results, no, they want to get 5 yards actually. So on first and 10, you want to get 5 yards. So any play that results in less than 5 yards on first down and the play is made by the defender, that's a successful stop. Right. Same thing with like 4th down. They're trying to go forward, a tackle on 4th down. It's a successful stop. So on and so forth. So like stops, he has 22 stops. That's very good. That's damn good. If the Cowboys could make one more signing before the draft, who would that one player be and why? Let's see. He said he still holds the state powerlifting record, I think. Let me call my boy RQ. Okay. That's a very good one. And you said it could only be one. That's hard. I think Bobby Wagner. If they can only make one more move, Bobby Wagner. That's the best bang for your buck sign that you can get. He's an all-pro linebacker, man. He is an all-pro linebacker that you can get for under $10 million. And you can put him in the middle of your defense. He's a good run defender. He's good at run support. He's pretty damn decent in coverage. He's pretty damn decent in pass rushing. He can do everything. And I say Bobby Wagner because he's the best option out there. There's a free agent who I ain't got to give no assets up for. So like an actual true free agent signing would be Bobby Wagner. There's not a defensive tackle out there with the pedigree as he has. Yeah, he does everything good, man. Like Bobby Wagner is a certain difference maker. There's a reason this man is going to be a Hall of Famer. Like he's an all-decade player. Like I think people be sleeping on that. Like he's one of the best linebackers of the past generation. So yeah, like like that one move would be Bobby Wagner. I don't think there's any other move that even comes close to surmounting to how important that is. Like the signing of Bobby Wagner is more important than anything almost. Let's take a look. How about Devin Bush? I would take Devin. I would have took Devin Bush over Leighton Vander Esch. What would you do with LVE then? I don't think I'd move him to. Well, see, weak side linebacker was where he made his All-Pro selection at. So I wouldn't mind bringing him in. I wouldn't mind bringing that boy in. Hey, Aaron Archer, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. Much love, and I appreciate for the support. Is it Thompson gonna pay? Yeah, Thompson got that bag. Like Dalvin Thompson already signed and got that bag. Mozzie Smith, man, like Mozzie Smith is the exact kind of defensive tackle you need. Like he is a true run stopper. He's a very big man. I would love to have him. I hope he falls to the second round just because I don't think the Dallas Cowboys value defensive tackle enough to draft him in the first round. Like he makes perfect sense. I think he's a great player. I just don't know if the Dallas Cowboys value the defensive tackle position that much. Because I think it's been like over 30 years since they used a first round pick on a defensive tackle. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's like early 90s. Yeah, so I don't know if they really value that position like that. They should, because he's a hell of a player and he fits a position of need. But I also understand, why they wouldn't. I go crazy with the front seven this draft. You get that right. We're talking about a championship caliber defense. Yeah, listen, the only weakness in our defense is that they cannot stop the run. They do everything else at a very high level. They turn the ball over at a good clip. They can sack the quarterback at a great clip. They apply pressure to the quarterback. They can do all those other, and they don't give up a lot of points, right? Great scoring defense. Only area of concern is the run defense. We were ranked like 22nd overall in rushing yards surrendered. So that's not good enough. And listen, if you cannot run against the Dallas Cowboys, there's really not much you can do against them. You just fortified your back end. You got a guy in Stephon Gilmore who might be a Hall of Famer himself one day, right? Was former Defensive Player of the Year, won a Super Bowl with Bill Belichick and them. You got Trayvon Diggs, who leading the league in interceptions the last 3 seasons. DeRon Bland, hey, what's up with your chill, Bill? DeRon Bland had 5 interceptions as a rookie in the slot. So, like, you got a superb secondary. You got a superb pass rush with Michael Parsons and them. So, like, it's going to be hard as hell to try to throw the ball against us. So, if on top of that, you can't run the ball either to keep them honest, to keep them from pinning their ears back and going crazy, it'll be a long day for anybody. So we can sure up that run defense, then like there's not much a team can do against us. Like we're entirely too potent up front, especially with that cover one robber that we like to run. Getting gashed in the run game is demoralizing. Just watch them get and like you said, it's demoralizing to watch them get gashed. Imagine how it feels to actually have that happen to you. Another grown man just moving you around and you can't do nothing about it. You just getting manhandled by another grown man. Nah. So yeah, I feel like Mozzie Smith would be a great pickup, and I feel like the most needed addition in free agency going forward is going to be Bobby Wagner. I know the initial report from James Slater said the Cowboys will probably be out, with Leighton Vander Esch signing, but we still gotta have the faith. We still gotta have faith in that, man. But let's talk about wide receiver. Like the defense, that they got the fortification they needed. We retained Donovan Wilson. We kept Leighton Vander Esch. We added Stephon Gilmore. So the defense should be good for right now. Like we still need another middle linebacker, in my opinion, and we need another run stopper. But let's talk about, on the wide receivers real quick, man. Let's keep going because I ain't talked to y'all in a minute, so I'm gonna run my mouth a little bit longer, man. So we saw that our boy Noah Brown actually got a contract. He said, "What would it take to get DeAndre Hopkins?" Next to nothing. What it actually takes to get DeAndre Hopkins is for the Dallas Cowboys front office to show some interest in having him on the team. Because honestly, they wanted a second and a late round pick for him. I would have did that. But with the way that guys are getting traded right now for next to nothing, right? For these guys getting traded, Waller just got traded for a 3rd round pick. Jalen Ramsey just got traded for a 3rd round pick and a backup tight end. It's gonna be hard. Even with him being a receiver, he's 30 years old, and at the time when he got traded, it only took a 2nd round pick to get him. So I don't think that they can actually demand, a lot to get the boy, to get the boy. But no doubt the Cowboys, man, like they just got to pick up the phone and make the call and make the thing happen. Oh, I mean, like AB not even healthy to defend himself right now. I think it's really not. I'm not happy the man got hurt or anything like that. But he ruptured his Achilles. He's not under contract, so like it's gonna take a lot for me to think that he will be back right now under these circumstances. He said you got to remember the Cowboy price. Yeah, like they like finessing the Cowboys, man, and we let it happen a lot. I believe so too. Much better wide receiver play will definitely do that. Because you got to remember, outside of CeeDee Lamb, like our guys were at the bottom of the league when it came into separation. Like CeeDee Lamb got open, but nobody else did. That's the reason why Dak Prescott, was one of the quarterbacks with the most tight window throws in the National Football League. It wasn't because, and listen, sometimes he was, but for the most part, he wasn't just trying to force the ball into coverage or anything like that. Like the guys who were running their route, they just weren't getting a lot of separation. And, that's not something that he really had to deal with these last couple of years. He had that issue with Dez Bryant. They never got on the same page because Dez Bryant did not generate a lot of separation, and he never had because Dez Bryant was an elite 50-50 ball guy. But that's not really the kind of wide receiver that works well with Dak Prescott. Amari Cooper is an excellent route runner. He manufactures his own space with the way he runs routes. He gets wide open. That's why Dak Prescott loved throwing to him. Same way with the tight ends, right? Dak Prescott. Henny, you see what Slade said about the trade rumors? Oh, he said that he didn't think that they would have traded him. Yeah, Gallup was on one leg. It was bad, man. Like them letting Amari Cooper go for a 5th round pick, and then them, also letting go of Cedric Wilson. It was a disaster. Hold on. And they never did anything to rightfully replace that production. Even with Cedric Wilson, he had over 600 yards and he had 6 touchdowns. So in between him and Amari Cooper, right, that's over 1,400 yards of production and over 14 touchdowns. Amari Cooper had 8 touchdowns. Cedric had 6. So like that was 14 touchdowns and over 1,400 yards of production. They did not replace. Hey man, I got parched, man. I had to hit it. Yeah, he did nothing in Miami, but he also couldn't get off the bench. Right? When you look at the guys that were ahead of him, not having a rapport with the quarterback coming in first year trying to learn the system. remember, it took Cedric Wilson like a couple years to get acclimated over here. Well, you know, with guys like Waddle and Tyreek Hill ahead of him, then they were targeting Gesicki, and then they had another wide receiver in Sherfield that they were targeting. So, you know, he was the odd man out when it came to like the pass catchers. He was like the fifth option at best. You like the fifth option at best. You know, as for here in Dallas, like, man, there's a real strong case this season with all the crazy stuff that happened. Cedric Wilson would have probably been your number 2 receiver for a good majority of the year. Matter of fact, with Michael Gallup not being healthy, he probably would have been your number 2 receiver the entire season. So, you know, I think it's where he played at and with who he played with. What? No road guys overstart. Yeah, exactly. Another thing Michael H just pointed out. In Miami, they did not have no role players getting the same amount of targets, you know, as the key guys. Said, Henny, would you take nose tackle at pick 26? If there was one worthy of pick 26 there, yes. If Mozzie Smith is the best player on the board, when it's time to pick, you pick him. Like, that's why I really want us to go ahead and address all our needs in free agency. So when it's time to draft somebody, you can just draft the best player available and sleep good at night. Right? Because anybody that I draft and I need them to show up and be productive and this and that, right? I need them to listen. If I take an offensive tackle at number 26 and I haven't filled that need in free agency, like, everybody gonna put all the pressure in the world for him to come in and be good, right? Because we're trying to compete for the Super Bowl, like 27 years of not making it, this, that, and the third. So a lot of people gonna put a lot of pressure on this young guy coming in. If, you know, we don't get it like a veteran, you know, in free agency. And I would rather not do that to the young kids just yet. If you're able to beat Michael Parsons and come in and, you know, make an impact immediately, good. More power to you. You're a fast learner. But, you know, there are a lot of other guys too, though, you know, that came in and they needed time to develop and, you know, before they ever turn into anything. So I don't want to put too much added pressure on these young guys just yet. I said probably would trade back for more picks. It depends. It depends on how everything falls, right? If I can get, peep this out though, if I can get 4 top 100 picks just by trading back one time, if I can get 4 top 100 picks, I might do it. If I get 4 top 100 picks, I might do it. It just depends on who falls, right? If the guy that you want is not there and everybody else would be a reach, then, you know, you definitely can trade back, get the guy you actually want without overpaying him, right? There might be a guy that you want at the beginning of the second round, but you don't want to spend a first round pick and give him first round pick money right now. So you might trade back in the instant like that. It just really depends, right? If we actually go out here and use our draft picks to get, if you actually go out here and use your draft picks to get good players like we did with Stephon Gilmore, then I don't think we really care about the draft as much. Hey, Fear Rule, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for subscribing to the page, man. Thank you for the love and the support, kinfolk. They're gonna put pressure on any number one for us. I agree. If board falls the right way, maybe be worth trading back. 26 usually, yeah. Like, it's really hard to find a good quality guy who a true first round pick at number 26. Like, there's a lot of guys out here, man, that's not even worth it. We're gonna trade for D Hop. I hope we trade for D Hop. How are you doing tonight, DP? Okay, cool. But yeah, listen, there's a bunch of good wide receivers still out there, though. Slim Cuddy, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for showing the love, man. I appreciate you for that. So yeah, there's still a bunch of good wide receivers out there that we can try and acquire. DJ Chark is a guy whose name I keep bringing up. At one point, people were saying that DJ Chark is going to be a Charger. I ain't seen it happen yet. He ain't got signed. I ain't seen no word of him getting signed yet. But I definitely would bring him in. Despite the injuries, he's 6'4", 4.3 speed. He's a good dude to have. And when I'm looking at these guys right here, they're not DeAndre Hopkins types, but they're better than Noah Brown, right? So that's my one qualifier. If you're better than Noah Brown, come on down. If you're better than Noah Brown, please come on down. So he fits that bill. Mecole Hardman, right? He's all-pro returner, 4.3 speed, won 2 championships with the Kansas City Chiefs. He is available, and he gives you speed. He gives you a guy with playoff experience, and he'll be relatively cheap. And if you compare what he did in 2021, last time that he was healthy, he gave you 693 yards. Had 59 catches, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's around what the hell you got for Noah Brown. It's actually more than you got for Noah Brown. And he has the added advantage of being able to play on special teams if you need him to. And he is much faster, running a 4.3, and he actually has great game speed. So, I do it. Not a world-shifting move, but I definitely would bring him in. He said, "Wrap with y'all tomorrow. I'm on the East Coast working the AM." Hey, I appreciate the love and support, my brother. Thank you for tapping in with me, Aaron. See you next time, brother. He said, Mecole Hardman reminds me of Deshaun Jackson. Like, yeah, he has big play potential. Like, Deshaun was one of the ones, though. Like, he was a true number one, underrated route runner. But I don't think Mecole Hardman is there yet. But, I think in a system with Dan Quinn, well, not Dan Quinn, I think in a system with Mike McCarthy, in this West Coast offense where he can run a lot of in-breaking routes and let his speed do most of the work, right? I really do like the way that he fits into this. So, I think it'll be a damn good signing. I'm not sure, if he's even on our radar, but I bring him. Said front office said bring back Hankins ASAP. I definitely agree with that, man. Hankins is definitely somebody we need to bring back in. But yo, man, I do appreciate everybody for stopping by, chopping it up with me. I've been on here a little bit over an hour. Really been on here like an hour 30. Okay, cool. So I gave y'all some content. So, hey, I will try to be back later on. If not, my usual time, I'll be back on tomorrow afternoon at 12 during the lunch hour show with West Coast Cowboy and Landlord from Alabama. Hey, appreciate you, Dave Walker Vaughn. I appreciate that, man. So, hey, again, for y'all who don't know, we are going to the draft next month. Me, Landlord, and Wes. So anything that y'all do donate will be going to that sole purpose. So if it's in your heart to give, Cash App is at the top. If not, please like, please share, please subscribe. You don't need any money to support. Your shares and your clicks and your views is all support as well. So I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. I'll be back later. Peace.